what little gods are made of. The Elder Caesar will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Pray return to Gridania and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The conjurer at Nofika's altar will be expecting you. Fare you well, Firemac. We're making progress. Sweet, sweet progress. Oh, so sweet progress. It's like what I like to see. I love me some progress. Oh, progress. Welcome back, Honored Scion. We who knew of your mission must have been most anxious to see you return. The Elder Seats here will await you within. I wonder if our science buddies have anything good to say. Okay, nothing that interesting.
You are returned to us, dear friend, and none the worse for bearing the heavy burden which I did press upon you. Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramuh ended in conflict. Pray tell me, what befell? Ramuh made trial of you? I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness without. It cannot be denied that misfortune follows man. For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartano, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest. As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done.
I freaking zoned out.
How oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth.
Okay, she hasn't really said much.
Lord Ramuh has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
Thus ends another daunting mission, Firemac? I'd hoped Lord Ramuh could be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless, I can only admire the adroitness with which you responded to the Primal sudden challenge. But it seems that Oranje, too, was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Firemac? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of the day? Welcome back, Firemac. Word of your momentous encounter with Lord Ramu precedes you. I would fain share news of my own, but Orange discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord 11, our learned companion was struck with a profound insight regarding the nature of the Ascian's immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together.
If everyone is ready, let us begin. Urianger, the floor is yours.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the Waking Sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Ascian clad in white, Elidibus. Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Ascians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might more permanently be slain.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence. In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Y'shtola at the time of this transfiguration have proven most enlightening.
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Y'shtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior. Let us begin at what some might call the end. When we who dwell in the material realm die, our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls. Twixt this world and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth continue unabated.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities of ether, most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether given shape. Thus, a defeated primal leaves behind no broken corpse. Rather, the essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
Which brings us on to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
Quite. Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot, I witnessed the release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately took possession of a nearby minion.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
the secret of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen to one of these obstinate spirits, should there be no suitable host for it to claim?
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
Sorry, I was just rereading
I
that
was hoping people had forgotten about that.
because I'm like zoning out. My mind is wandering to other things.
I am sorry, my friend.
For a mercy, the weary road of our research hath brought us unto an answer.
The Sahagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan. If we could entrap the spirits of defeated Ascians in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection,
Therein lieth the path to victory. Thou art most perceptive, my lady. Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
These feats are, of course, far easier said than done. At present, we lack a viable means to entrap and extinguish an Ascian soul. Yet, I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
I will depart at once to convene with the sages of Sharlayan. Together shall we divine the steps by which our goals may be achieved.
Okay.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
Beg pardon, antecedent, but I would raise one final matter. Even now, a Sharlayan survey party seeketh to ascertain the fate of the students of Baldessian. Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you harbor feelings of dread, I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hopeful prayer.
I shall, Archon. Thank you.
Oh, where is this? This has some freaking Kingdom Hearts looks right now. The Lord 11 is returned to the Aether, as was Leviathan before him. That was the chick. Ramu's acquiescence was most intriguing. Inferno, Vortex, Crag, Whirl, and Levin all have now been humbled by the Bringer of Light. Emerald Lolith? Who the heck is that? Who the heck is Emerald Olith? Ultima? Who the heck is Ultima? The limitless potential of man, Heidelin's servant grows mightier by the day. Yet he prospers at a great cost to his mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls are grown weak and want. Yet even as it enervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains is the nurture of the strength of the gifted to forge the final key. And what is that task to which we bend our every effort? It's La Habrea. Divine seeds were ever wont to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field. By the eager hands shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. Why was this part not voiced? That's Zodiac back there. Oh, I guess that wasn't the end. Okay. Guardian of Eorzea. Minfilia has some correspondence she wishes to share with you. Wait, am I sure this is... Hold on. Hold on. I want to take a quick moment real fast to look up patch quest lists. Okay, I just have to double check when this patch ends. Alright, there's still a few more quests. I will go ahead and do them. I'll do these quests, and then I'll end the stream. But, yeah, I don't think there's too much going on here. Minfilia has some correspondence she wishes to share with you, Guardian of Eorzea. Now, the matter of Ramuh has, for the present, been put to rest. There is something I would show you, Firemac. It is a letter of thanks, signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. It mentions in particular the names of all the defeated primals: Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mogul Mog the 12th. May his soul forever reign amongst the primals, Leviathan, and now Ramuh. Needless to say, there is only one among our number to have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel that they were meant for you above all others. I too must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you have done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, Firemac, and Eorzea is that much the safer for your presence. Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in this realm until such time as they are forced to stop. Or even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife of his own. He assured that man would foment strife of his own. Okay. And that is to say nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow. and there is no greater gift. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace. We owe no small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf, and the people you have won over to our cause in so doing. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. Of the beastmen who wish not a conflict, and who now call you friend. Of Alizé, who strives to unearth the terrible secrets of the calamity. And then there is Sid, a fellowship, and the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Alag, though you might be spared the horror of another ultimate weapon. Because they're talking about the raids right now. Alizé is doing the Bahamut raid right now, which I've mentioned what it actually does. And they're talking about the Crystal Tower right there with Sid, which we have done. We covered it. Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. Thanks to their many and varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, Antecedent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust that it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time. What's Alpha know? Why they make it question marks? Alpha no, I take it the troubles in Ul'dah no longer require your attention. There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis to report such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak with you concerning the new organization we discussed. Ah, I have a message for you from Elle. You recall the refugee girl? The one whose parents were missing? They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. Why, Alphino, I understand that you made the effort to remember the poor girl's name. I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. Firemac, you have been away from Reverend Stoll for some time now, I believe. She likes poking fun. Might I suggest that you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town? Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozan was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him with a visit? Yozan! They're not Yozan. Are you taking a rest too? You'll promise you'll find a game, blah blah blah. Rest for brain, most fun I've ever had, blah blah blah. Roka. Pharaoh's big mountain bear like Mr. Boulder. I may be liking fighting more. Yeah, it's Hoary Boulders over here. What you doing over here, dude? Your petition routine begets skill, begets confidence. I would do what I can to see the demonstrate their strength of will. There's Hozon. There's Sikiri. 100%. Oh, she's counting. Never is a woman more lovely than when she's hard at work. I say, a wild rose, strong and beautiful, blooming tall in the face of the frozen winds. Dang, Tancred. She's just checking her out while she's counting. Alright, let's stop meandering. Let's get this going. Alright, what you want, Yozan? Look, it's Mr. Firemac. He's back from his adventures. We heard you were all fighting primals, and they are some of the strongest enemies you could ever face. I wish I could have seen you in battle. Anyway, we all want to be heroes too, so we finally formed our very own Doman's Adventure Guild to protect all the Domans. Oh, don't you think you could train us today, Mr. Firemac? Maybe you could show us how you fought the primals. What's all this commotion, then? Mr. Boulder, Mr. Coltonet, Did you know that Mr. Firemac is back? So it's a scene. Welcome home, Firemac. My companion and I but recently became full members of the Scions, and I believe proper introductions have yet to be made. I am known as Hoary Boulder, and this bookish fellow is Coltonet. Though we remain largely unproven as adventurers, we have taken it upon ourselves to instruct the Doman younglings in the arts of combat. I told you, Mr. Boulder, we are not younglings anymore, we are adventurers. And then we were just asking Mr. Firemac if we could give us some special training. I think we're ready to hunt monsters alongside him, don't you? Well, you've certainly been vigilant with your drills, but I'm afraid the fiends of Mordona are still ever so slightly too dangerous for you. I have a counter-proposal. What if I were to cross swords with Firemac? A demonstration of skill at arms, if you will. Hoary, if I didn't know you better, and I do, I'd say you were merely seeking to test yourself against a legend. Well, mayhaps I am, but the matters the motives when the children stand to learn so much from the lesson. What you say, you, Firemac? Would you consent to spar with me? Sure. Hurrah! We're to have a tournament. Come on, everyone, we must prepare our gear for an outing. Do try not to disappoint them, Have faith, Coltonet. I shall summon every last ounce of my strength to make of this a worthy contest. The fields to east of town should prove suitable for our purpose. I very much look forward to our bout. Wow, so this is a mandatory quest, huh? Alright, I'll go kick his butt, I guess. You're still on Papalino. What are you guys talking about? Just some children possess wisdom beyond their years. Some adults are a little more than the children writ large. Remember this should have you measure of frustration in your dealings with those around you. I dare say they heard you talking a moment away. Ida and Tancred dashed out not moments ago. Will they ever start acting their age? Huh? Yeah, I didn't want to bother, giving that the full retreatment. Fun dialogues, but I gotta keep this rolling. Oh, are they actually gonna make this an actual battle? 'Twas good of you to agree to this, Firemac. I trust you are ready to begin. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna kick your butt. Gonna kick your butt. Kick your butt. Very well, let us not keep the younglings waiting any longer. Hoary, are you certain you wish to fight him alone? That is Firemac you face. What better way to test my mettle? Pray allow me to attempt the first round unaided. After all, 'twas this hero's legend that led me to join the Scions to begin with. Without Firemac to inspire my efforts, I would not be half the warrior I am today. Your point is well made, but remember this is for the children's sake, as well as your own. Should it appear the contest will end too swiftly, I shall add my spells to your blade work. Hello, you haven't begun yet, have you? Oh, Ida and Tancred. Ida, what? Who are all these people? When I heard you were a sparring match, I told everyone I could find. Thought you could use a crowd to cheer you on. What's your sparring match? Okay. Yes, and there is still more to come. When I mentioned Firemac's name, the reaction was quite enthusiastic. Why, my own popularity seems but a sickly shade in comparison. You best claim victory, bringer of light. Your burgeoning reputation is at stake. Well, our teacher won't be beaten so easily. He's a master swordsman. You can win, Mr. Boulder. We shall soon see. On your guard. Oh, he's done. This should be interesting. Oh, such power, the tales barely do you justice. Mr. Boulder won't lose, will he? It's not over yet. It can't be. Aye, the children have the light of it. 'Tis time I joined the fray. On your feet, Hori. I must admit the defeat. 'Twas an honor and a privilege. Oh no, he looks hurt. Mr. Firemac is so strong, but you can't give up, Mr. Boulder. Can't disappoint the younglings. Roar! Never have faced such strength, but the lesson must continue. 'Tis your example I follow. Surrender not to the impeccable foe. You have bested. I yield. That was incredible! He beat them both at the same time! We knew you couldn't lose, Firemac. None can defeat the Guardian of Eorzea. Now I see why they send you to deal with the Primals. I have much work to do if I'm ever to attempt the same. You got humiliated. Impressive as always, Firemac. 'Tis a pleasure to witness the spectacle of your martial prowess. And judging by the smiles of these many faces, they too appreciate the hard-won strength that keeps the perils of the realm at bay. Guardians of Eorzea? Yes, that is a most fitting name. Do you recall when we first met? 'Twas at the memorial service for the Battle of Cartano. At the time, I was yet attempting to understand this land of Eorzea. I sought to grasp the reason why grandfather willingly sacrificed himself to protect it. I shall speak plainly. My initial impressions were less than favorable. Dire problems abounded, yet the effort I saw expended towards their solution was haphazard and half-hearted. I thought Eorzeans a foolish and childish people. Considering the shambles their home was in, I would not have been surprised if some had chosen to swear allegiance to Gaius and the others, and the order he proposed to enforce. The Legatus' single-minded military invasion precluded any such switching of loyalties, of course. Were it not for the desire to continue grandfather's legacy, I would have abandoned the realm to its fate long ago. The threats were too many, the nations too self-involved and unstable. "'Twas you who convinced me the salvation of Eorzea was possible. 'Twas you who taught me, through countless acts of bravery, that what my grandsires sought to preserve was not the land, nor its history, nor any single nation. It was the people, these wonderful, infuriating, stubborn people that suffered blow after terrible blow, only to drag themselves back to their feet to face another day. Though he never put such feelings into words, I believe grandfather's admiration of this inextinguishable courage grew into a fervent wish, a wish to aid Eorzea and its inhabitants in charting a course for the future. A wish that has now become my own. I too will endeavor to take up the mantle of Guardian of Eorzea and champion these people who toiled towards a better world. Our cause, however, is not a simple one. The troubles that plague us are of a scale that cannot be solved by the science of the Seventh Dawn alone. No, what is needed to tackle the root of the primal threat and effectively counter the schemes of the Ascians is a new, expanded organization that operates beyond the limitations of nations and borders. If you would aid me in building such an organization, then pray let us continue this discussion back within the walls of the Rising Stones. Mm-hmm. Dun, 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 dun. I just realized this is an instance. Thank you for coming, Firemac. The world shifts and alters, and we, my friend, must ever be one step ahead of the chaos. What I propose is the formation of a new organization, a group that shall pave the way for a truly united Eorzea.